All right, here we are, Impact and Influence Radio right here on iHeart. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Blinds of Sacramento, Sacramento's complete solution window covering experts. Give them a call, 916-790-8689 or blindsofsacramento.com. Now today, we've got a lovely lady here, Carly Mahrt. We met over at that one over on Stockton Boulevard.
That's right.
That was Paul De La Torre's event. If you guys have not been, it's a small but very, very effective group of people. Really, really good people. And that was where we met. Thank you for coming out. You know the lady that does the eggs? She was here yesterday. Really sweet lady. She lives in Yuba and she sells. She had the farm fresh eggs.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
yes.
She was great.
So she was here yesterday, and then you met Pamela.
I did.
Pamela was just here recording just a little bit ago, and you met her at Clara's event.
Yeah, at the Growth Center.
You see how important it is to go out and meet these people.
Oh yeah,
it's the only
absolutely.
way. It's the only way to get out there. Yeah. All right. So you're going to be talking to us about Carly's Earth frequencies. First, I want to thank you for being here.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
And what the hell is Carly's Earth frequencies? What is this?
Frequencies. Well, what I do is pulsed electromagnetic field therapy, which is based off of, like, if you've ever heard of the Schumann resonance, the frequency that the Earth gives off,
Yes.
the electromagnetic frequency that surrounds the Earth.
Yes.
Flows through everything, flows through us. What I do is a therapy that provides that electromagnetic field that improves circulation, helps with inflammation, helps with pain management, better rest, recovery.
Very interesting.
Just such a myriad of things that it can do.
I have bad feet. What do you think it could do for feet?
Well, if the source of the feet pain is, from inflammation or from even stagnant blood flow or a lack of blood flow getting there, it would be a huge.
My left foot likes to, when I'm sitting with my feet sitting in an L shape,
Mm-hmm.
and my feet are straight in front of me. My left foot likes to go. To fall asleep and start to tingle more than my right foot. I don't know why that is. I have no idea. I don't know if it's because when you're driving a car, your right foot is doing most of the work, so you've got different muscles and different blood flow, and then your left foot doesn't. And then when it's not working, then it's not working. I don't know. I don't know what that is.
Well, like you said, that definitely does have a part to do with it. If something that is not so much in motion, will struggle with blood flow and circulation. So there, you do have a point to that. But improving blood flow in circulation with this therapy would be, a huge help for what you're experiencing.
Probably be a good idea to at least try it out, see what happens.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because, and I will say it's not one of those things that you try at one time and you're magically feeling better.
Yes.
It's a compounding thing,
Yes.
And consistency is key.
Okay, so let's kind of go back into a little bit of who are you? Where did all of this come to be?
Honestly, I've been a user of this therapy for 6 years now, and my own personal experience is really my testimony on it. Of it. I've worked in restaurants for 13 years, and that is horrific on your body. I feel like. It's just you're standing, you're moving, you're twisting, you're bending nonstop all day long, and God, I was in my mid-20s and was already having such horrible sciatic issues, knee pain. My feet would just feel like they're going to fall off at the end of the day.
That's what my feet feel like sometimes.
Yeah.
Part of it is because I wear crappy shoes, but I wear fancy shoes. I like shoes.
Yeah, I see mine. They are ugly, but they're comfortable. They're supportive,
I can't
flexible.
do it. I can't do comfortable
I gotta wear
shoes.
the ugly shoes.
I gotta wear ugly shoes. I gotta wear pretty shoes, and my feet are ugly.
Well, I never said the feet inside looked any better than the shoes, but I let go of the looking cute on my feet to, in favor of comfort.
And so, working in restaurants, and so you started the
PEMF therapy.
Okay, so tell me what is it's electric what?
Electromagnetic fields.
Okay, so electromagnetic fields. Okay, therapy. Okay, and so where were you introduced to this?
It was from a colleague of mine. She was real into it and sold me on it. She let me borrow a device, and I used it for about 3 months, and it just was life-changing. Absolutely changed my pain. My energy levels were up. My mood was better. I was just feeling better, you know? And so when it came time to return that unit, I was like, do I have to?
So you ended up buying a unit?
I did.
And are they like insanely expensive? Is it actually obtainable by people?
It depends, I guess.
What they're looking
to
for?
me, you know, I'm never really had a whole lot, so it was a huge investment for me. But you know, it's you can get them they're a couple thousand. You might be able to get some for a little less used or something like that. Which, I mean, that might be a questionable way to go about it.
Yes,
but
yes, yeah. And then so from there, you decided, okay, you know, I want to start helping people.
Yeah, you know, it would cross my mind every once in a while. I thought about maybe taking people in, you know, in my home and just doing, you know, sessions of therapy in my house. But honestly, this is going to sound crazy. I didn't want to have to clean my house that often and frequently and thoroughly.
You don't want people at your house anyway, though.
That too,
I mean,
you know. But
we used to record our radio shows at my home, and then we built we added a room, and then now they're still in your house.
Yeah, it's nice to have a space to do what you do, and then be able to turn it all off and go home.
Yes.
Yeah.
And well, again, you don't want people to know where the hell you live.
That's a good point.
You know, I mean, it's just, people are weird. All right, so especially in radio, they would just follow me home and stuff, and I was like,
You're the radio guy.
Yeah, no, seriously.
There he is.
No, they would follow me from like Davis, and I would be like,
That's frightening.
I'm going to get over a lane. I get over a lane, and then they get over a lane. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get off the freeway.
That's when you
here.
send them on an adventure.
Well, you just call the sheriff.
There's that too.
And then you tell them where you're at, and then the sheriff escorts you home.
That's what a normal person would do.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah, right. All right, so and so how does all of this work? You know, give me a step by step here. They go into your office, you ask a series of questions, and then
You know, yeah, I just, after asking, you know, what it is that brought them in and what it is like their goals are, what they're looking to achieve, you know, because that's really important. I need to make sure that somebody's not going to think that they're going to lay down one time and try this and then they're going to dance their way out if they're having back pain or, you know. But what I will do is just do a pretty thorough assessment of, you know, what they're experiencing, what they're currently doing to try to help alleviate the pain or whatever it is, and then go from there and work on what kind of program I could put them on. I like to start low, you know, lower frequency. I like to start, you know, not even super frequent, like once a week, even bi-weekly to begin with. Because you want to ease into it firstly. And secondly, you know, I'm not trying to just push like, yeah, come in every day. You know, it's not necessary.
So what does it actually do?
So it gives off a pulsed, a low frequency pulse of electromagnetic field. It gives creates an electromagnetic field all around the device itself. And it's like a super non-invasive way to like penetrate into your cells and your tissues. Those electromagnetic pulses stimulate the musculature of your blood vessels and help them dilate and improve your blood flow.
Interesting.
Which then subsequently, you know, does all the other things, the pain relief, the inflammation. I wonder if that
would help with like Crohn's disease and stuff.
It's very possible it could.
Because
you know?
Crohn's disease is it's an obstruction in your intestine, and stress it increases that inflammation, and to the point where you're building a scar tissue and you're creating an obstruction, and then your stool can no longer pass through your intestines, and they literally have to like cut your intestines out. Yeah. It's a really horrible thing. It's like my father experienced this when I was growing up. And, you know, a stupid kid stressing him out would cause these, what we called flare-ups. And so I'm wondering if this would help reverse some of that, because it's reducing the inflammation and it's causing blood flow or creating blood flow. And I wonder if that could actually help. It
certainly wouldn't hurt. And, you know, personally, when I use this thing, I'll lay down on the body mat, but there's a smaller band that you can put on, like, you know, a shoulder or whatever. I lay it across my lower abdomen and it helps with that.
Very interesting. Okay. Where does your passion come in with this? Because this isn't like something where you're like, okay, well, I'm going to try to run a business and make some money and let's see what happens. You've got something here.
Yeah. You know, honestly, it's just because I've been a user of this for so long. I just such a believer in it, and I just want to share it. You know, I'm a little bit of, you know, what they call crunchy or like a woo-woo. I like alternative methods of healing your body. I like, you know, alternative ways of, you know, just being, you know, well, not better, but
I
like
think
wellness.
that people are sick of the system.
Well,
you know, I don't like going to the hospital. I think it's pointless. I think that, you know, when you go to the hospital, the doctor is good at doing he's good at doing some things. Like if your arm falls off, the doctor is probably going to be that one person you're going to want to go to see if they can put your arm back on.
Definitely want to see him instead of me.
You see what I'm saying, right? You get my
course.
drift. And then, I remember when my gallbladder was failing. And so, I kept going to the doctor, and they give you ultrasound and the whole thing. And then, they send you home. They give you a Maalox and send you home. And then I'm on the East Coast. I'm filming my first movie, and I'm like sick as a dog for like 3 days. And so like I barely made it home. I went straight to the hospital. They rushed me into emergency surgery. They took my gallbladder, and I could have died. And I'm thinking to myself, like, you guys had like 4 or 5 different attempts, visits over this gallbladder thing. And you guys literally could have just let me die there,
Right.
And, there were nights where, I'm balled up on the floor for hours with the pain. We're talking, I swear to God, it felt like I was having a heart attack. There was one time where I got so stressed out that I was hunched over. I thought I was literally having a heart attack. My arms were numb, and I got rushed to the hospital, and it was just a gallbladder attack. And I'm thinking to myself, like, you guys didn't think to do something about this before. And that's the problem that we have with modern medicine is they want to Band-Aid everything.
Of course.
Because they'll make more money by bringing you back over and over again.
Yeah.
And
they'll
so there's
commonly
nothing wrong
just
with
dismiss a real concern.
Yes. So there's nothing wrong with being a woo-woo or a crunchy.
Right. And, by no means I'm not saying, like, don't go to the doctor. Like, they have their place. They have their purpose.
100%.
But, they're not going to be able to really... They're not in the business of keeping you well.
Yeah.
They're in the business of fixing a major problem when needed.
Remember, we watched... did you watch the show Scrubs?
I didn't. I'm not much of a TV person.
I'm not a TV person either, but Scrubs is the exception. And it's back, by the way.
Nice.
They brought it back, yeah. And so, no, that's exactly what it is. And they're like, we want to keep the door coming. It's repeat business. We want to keep repeat business. That's
exactly.
how we make money.
A healthy patient is not going to make you any money.
Yeah, exactly. Now, types of clients. What kind of clients are you looking for?
Honestly, there's really anyone, anyone that's experiencing any kind of pain, that's willing to, work on a program to, have that better wellness. Somebody that doesn't want a quick fix. Athletes, it's great for, for like recovery after a workout and all that. Like I'm a heavy weight lifter, and I feel like I honestly think even some of that, like that strength gaining is because I use this. And yeah, really just anyone. It's really not limited to anybody. I think there's only a very limited amount of, conditions that I probably would not work with, like a pacemaker device, for instance, because that's magnetic. I'm not sure, lay down on this magnet thing.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's really open to anyone that's just, struggled to get, an improvement on,
very, very interesting.
On their inflammation and their pain.
Carly's Earth Frequencies. You have a website up yet?
I do. It's not an easy link though. It's I think it's something like carlysearthfrequencies.my.canva. It's a Canva site. I got to get a domain.
We need to get you
yeah.
dialed here. Hold on. Let me pull it up here. Carly's Earth Frequencies. Let's see. Yeah, nothing's coming up quite yet. So I'll help you with that before we get out of here. Not even on
Google.
No.
I have a Google page. Did they silence me?
I don't know. Let's see. Let me put an apostrophe. No, nothing yet. All right.
Wow.
So I will. I'll help you out with this before we get out of here. It's no
fantastic. Thank you.
Give her a call. 916-562-1503. 916-562-1503. Anything you want to add before we get out of here?
I think we covered it. I'm sure I'll think about it later on when I'm leaving. Be like, oh, I should have said this.
Well, come back.
But yeah, absolutely. Be happy to.
916-562-1503. Carly's Earth Frequencies. I want to try something with the feet. Okay, so
absolutely.
We'll talk about that when we get out of here. Apart from that, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for listening, and we will see you next time. Bye bye.